Advanced Recorded Seminar for BMGT 1301. The purpose of this seminar is to help you find resources using the library's databases. You'll also see how to get your source citations and copy and paste them into an MLA style paper. We'll also look at how to format that paper to proper MLA style. And lastly, we'll be showing you where you can get help from the library anytime you're needing it. So to begin, from the main CTC website, you can come here to Academics, and then under Library, you'll see the databases link. When you click on the link, it takes you to the databases page. What we have done is we've arranged our databases by subject categories. The particular database that I will be demonstrating for you today is found under the Business and Economic Subject tab. The name of the database is Business Entrepreneurship. When you click on the name of the database, it brings you to the online database login page. Your username will be a lowercase c followed by the first 7 digits of your CTC ID number. Your password will be your first and last initials in capital letters followed by your 6-digit birth date. So let me go ahead and log in. Now, this is the landing page. Now, all Gale databases will run to pretty much the same type of format. You'll have the search box here. And then down below, you have an area where you can browse topic pages. So if you have no real idea about what it is that you want to search for, you can come here and find something that will help you. For instance, if you're doing something with marketing, you can click on marketing. This gives you a topic overview, and you can click on the read more to see the article that goes with that. Down below here, you'll see what's on this page. There are business plans. If you want to be in the marketing business, this is a way of seeing what other successful companies have done to create market plans. Recommended resources will be reference materials. You have videos and audio files that you have, directories, magazines and journals, websites, and newspaper articles. What we're going to do is we're going to first start with magazines and journals. And this tells us that we have 9,200 items. What you are able to do is to limit these. And one of the ways of doing that is by coming here and doing a search by subject. And you have like market research service, market research, customer relationships, marketing management, internet marketing. All of these are items that you can look at. The number tells you how many articles that you're looking at. We're going to go and take something that's fairly good size. So we're going to take customer relationship, something that is very big with management and with marketing. So I'm going to click on that one, and this will list all of the magazines that are available. Now, sometimes what you'll see will be articles like this. WhatsApp CRM Cutting Edge Marketing Tactics for 2025. This will give you the word count. This is from Business Matters. This is what would be called a trade publication. A trade publication differs from an academic journal article and a popular magazine article in that it is an article written by people in the industry for people in the industry. Now, occasionally you'll run into something that says it's Journal of Accountancy. A lot of times when you see a title like this, it will be an academic journal article. And the way to tell the difference a lot of times will be the word count. Usually anything over 5,000 words will be an academic journal article. There may also be occasionally something over here that says peer reviewed, and those are definitely going to be a an academic journal. So the way to go and see what these look like, this business matters article, this gives you the title, the date, it's fairly recent. You can come up here and get the source citation very easily. Just click on that. It defaults to MLA, and then all you have to do is select it and then do a right mouse copy and then bring up your Microsoft Word document and then paste this in so that you have it. And I'll show you how to fix the formatting here in a minute. Now, this particular article does not have an author, and I'll show you how to handle that also. So we have this one here. Some of the icons that you'll see down here on the left that are standard on all Gale databases, you have a translate feature, and you're able to translate the article into one of 25 different languages. This is particularly helpful if you are not comfortable reading in English or if you're practicing your foreign language skills. This is something that you can do to make it easier for you to comprehend the article. The next two icons allow you to decrease or increase the font size to make it easier for you to read. This one here with the capital A, lowercase a, this is designed for people that have issues with reading. Some people find that a white background is very hard on the eyes, so you can soften it by changing the background to a gray color, a peach color, or to a green color. You can also change the font. Sometimes a different font is easier to read. Or you can also change the line, letter, or word spacing so as to make it easier to distinguish maybe one line from another, or one letter from another, or one word from another. And you can see what this does. It makes it easier for you to make out the different letters and words. You can, when you're finished, you just click on done. If you want to revert back to the default settings, just click on back to default settings and then done. And that's all you need to do. Up here on the right, oops, missed this one. This is the listen feature. The listen feature allows you to hear and read along with the article. So when you click on the listen feature, you'll see the words and phrases highlighted as the article is read to you. And to give you an idea of what that looks like, if I click on this, it should buffer.
WhatsApp CRM, cutting-edge marketing tactics for 2025. WhatsApp marketing is no longer just a trend, it's the future of customer engagement.
And you can see how this will work. Now, the three lines that you're seeing over here on the left, when you click on the three lines, down here, you'll see download to MP3. That allows you to download the article as an MP3 file to your electronic device. That way you can listen to it and add it to a playlist. Let me close this. Over here on the right, you'll see the icons for Google Drive and OneDrive. This allows you to upload the article directly to your Google or OneDrive account. Just make sure that you're logged into the account before you upload it. Otherwise, it goes to the library's account. You can also email the item to yourself, you can download it, or you can print it out. Now, a word about emailing an item or uploading it. When it uploads or emails, it will automatically send you the MLA source citation. If you are doing a paper and you need to have an APA style format, when you click on the Cite feature, all you have to do is click on APA 7th edition. It will change it to the APA style. And then what is recommended is that you copy and paste this either into your document, or if you're emailing it to yourself, then you want to put it in the body of the message so that you have the APA source citation. Now, on the right, you have the Explore box. This allows you to take articles that are similar in nature and expand your search and maybe find related items. And then you have the related subjects so that you can go and find other subjects that are maybe closer to what it is that you're looking for. And you just click on the link and it will go back to where you're needing to be. So this is pretty much standard on all Gale items. Now, if I come down a little bit further, like I said, this was an article that's a trade publication article. If I come to this one here, using behavior science in financial planning service, this is going to be an academic article. And the way to tell if it's academic or not, a lot of times there will be in-text citations, there may be statistics. And so you'll have things in here that may be along the lines of more hardcore research than something that's simple. This is a short article as academic articles go. Come back. And again, over here, you can see where it's got using data to optimize marketing and sales strategies. CPAs want to drive greater. This may indeed be. Let's just stop that and let's just go to this one here. There we go. And again, you have something that is a little bit more interesting. And again, you have, for instance, like this is a model. This is why this would be a research case study, maybe, that this will be, if your professor says do not use an academic journal article, this is why. It's got a lot of very technical, highbrow type material. So that is something you want to watch out for. If it looks like it's something that might be a little bit above what you're needing, then that is something you want to stay away from. Occasionally you may see something like this. It says citation only. This is only going to have what you see here. This is an example of what's known as a peer-reviewed journal as well. Now we have quite a few items here. So let me show you how to use the filtering. You can come to the subjects and you can click on customer relationships, but you can also come and look at like customer loyalty, and this will give you something that you can use. It'll take you from 960 items down to 28. And you can see you can go very quickly to something that's very easy to use. Again, we can come here. You have like best reviews. This one is something dealing with promoter scores. And this is something that you may find is very useful. If it is, you just come here and we'll just grab the source citation and tell it to select and then copy and paste this into our documents like that. And then if I go back a little bit, these blue boxes are your limiters. And so what you're able to do if you go too much field, you can come back and see what else is going on. We can also come back here and let's look at newspapers, because sometimes you're able to use some of these as well. Okay, this one here, when I come here to the site feature, you'll notice that it has a title and no author. And if I click that, select and copy, I'm going to paste this in to my document because I want to show you a little something with this particular article. Is if you look down here, you'll see the word byline followed by a person's name. When you have a byline and a person's name, that person's name is the author and needs to be added to your works cited. Now, occasionally the byline will say staff writers of, and then whatever the publication is. That is an anonymous authorship statement. And so the title of the article will be your main feature. But this is the actual author of the article. And so what you want to do is add that information into your source citation as an author. Okay, so that's how you find them. And now we have 3 examples of what you would expect to find from a search, and also how to use your filters to some degree. Sometimes what you can also do is a search within and just say maybe training. And you can narrow it down that way too. So this is something that you can use very easily to find items. This again, Alan Moon, this is an author's name. This is an example of what I was referring to before, where it says byline and it says journal record staff. This is an anonymous author. You don't know who the author was. It may have been more than one person, or it's just a generic item. And so the citation for this one will be Community Action Group, or agency rather. And so what you do is just copy that. And we'll just go ahead and add this to our list as well. So we've got some ideas here of different types of works cited source citations. Now let's go and format our paper a bit. One of the things that your professor may want is for the font to be in Times New Roman size 12. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is to do a Control A. What that does is it highlights the entire document. And then do a right mouse click, come down here to font, and just type in TIM. That'll bring up Times New Roman regular size 12 and set as default. I'm just going to leave it for this document only. That changes everything to Times New Roman size 12. Now, this paper also needs to be in a double spaced line. So what you need to do is, while it's still highlighted, is go ahead and do another right mouse click, come to paragraph, and choose the line spacing and set it to double, and then say OK. Then the last thing we're going to do for formatting is I'm going to highlight everything here. Your sources need to be in what's known as a hanging indented paragraph format. And if you highlight your sources, then do a right mouse click, come down to paragraph. Right here where it says special, choose the hanging option and then say OK. And that will put this all into that hanging indented format. Now, the other thing with this particular course, you may not have this many source citations. But if you're writing a research paper, what I'm going to show you is what you need to do for multiple sources. You always want to use the element that's here at the left margin for your alphabetizing. So it'll either be by the author's last name or by the title when there is not an author. So in this case, this item will come before W. This Chrissy Booker will come, you have to invert the author's name, put a comma after the last name, and then a space after the period. And then we'll just grab this and put it up there. If you're not comfortable with doing the highlight, drag and drop, you can highlight it and then do a cut and paste or copy and paste. And then down here we have Community Action Agency. And so I can cut this and paste this in and get rid of the extra blank line. So this puts my works cited in proper formatting. The other thing too is the access date. If there is a publication date or copyright date, MLA says the access date is not necessary. So you can actually go ahead and delete that. And sometimes it takes out that extra little space, so you just have to hit the Enter key to correct that. And same here. Then the last little formatting that you need to do is the title of the article needs to be in what's called title case. And that means that all words, all significant words, needs to have the first letter capitalized. Insignificant words, the of, to, in, of, the, a, and an are considered insignificant words. A lot of times three-letter words can be considered insignificant, and so sometimes that's just an error, a judgment call. But what you can do is you can highlight the title of the article, and then up here on the ribbon there is a capital A, lowercase a. You just click on that. This is your change case tool in Microsoft Word, and then use the capitalize each word, and that will fix everything for you. And occasionally Microsoft will go and put a blue squiggle line under what it considers an insignificant word. So you notice that this is now in title case. I also want to point out a little something here too, is there is a colon that shows up in this first item. When you have a colon and then it's followed by information, this part of the title is the main title. This part after the colon is the subtitle. And the reason I mention this is because sometimes the subtitle can begin with a capital, with an insignificant word, like of, the, a, an. And that would be capitalized. So anything after a colon will be capitalized. In some cases, you may have an article title that has a period in the middle of the title and then something after that period. That word after the period would also be capitalized. So that's just something to be careful about. Then you'll notice here the name of the newspaper is italicized. The name of the database is italicized. So what you need to remember is that books, journal titles, um, magazine titles, newspaper titles are all italicized. The database title is always italicized. So in this case here, we have something like this. What I can do is I can just take and highlight the part that needs to be corrected and then go down here to the next bit and I can just highlight what needs correcting and then capitalize it in this way. I can come back here. It's a lot easier to do one or two items rather than a whole lot. And this one is fine. This is an acronym, so this is fine as well. Okay, so that's your works cited. That's how you would put it together. And this is something that you can use for this course or other courses that have you doing research papers with multiple sources. So this is how you put that together. Now, if I come up here to the top of your paper, you'll notice up here there's your name, your professor's name. You'll have the course name or the course number, and then you'll have the date in day, month, year. The month is always spelled out. Then centered on the next line down is the title of the paper, and then you'll begin your paper proper on the next line after the title of the paper. Now, when you're writing your paper, the first line of each new paragraph is indented 1/2 inch. The tab key on your computer keyboard is set for 1/2 inch increments. You can use that. But what I would point out to you is that some people will get typing away and they'll hit what they think is the tab key and it's really the caps lock key. So if you don't reach up high enough, next thing you know is everything you've typed will be in all capital letters. The way to set this up so that it is automatically done for you is to do a right mouse click, come here to paragraph, and under special, choose the first line option. And then say OK. That actually will move your typing cursor over 1/2 inch, and then you begin typing. You don't worry about hitting the enter key because the computer will take care of the carriage return and line feed. When you're ready for a new paragraph, you hit the enter key and then just keep on typing. And that is how pretty much you set up the body of your paper. The other thing that I want to show you right now is setting up your header. This is something that we see a lot of papers that come through where people have put in text boxes up here in the header in order to have the pagination and their last name. The easiest way of doing that is to come here to the Insert tab on the ribbon. Then on the Insert ribbon, click on Header. Choose the first blank. And then come over here to where it says Page Number. Choose Top of Page and then the third option. That puts your page number flush with the right margin. Then all you have to do is type in your last name and hit the space bar once. And that is all you have to do. Because the font was set to Times New Roman size 12 at the very beginning, my header is in Times New Roman size 12 as well. And when you're doing your paper, you need to make sure your header is in the same font as the rest of your paper, whatever that font is. If it is not, you just highlight everything up here in the header, then click on the Home tab and change the font right here. And that's all you have to do. Then to close the header, you can click on the Header and Footer Tools Design tab and close it by clicking on the X. The other way of doing that is just to simply double click on the body of the paper. And that's how you set up your MLA style paper. Now let's talk a little bit about in-text citations. What are they? When do you use them? Where do you put them? The in-text citation is used to denote any sentence that contains referenced information. This can be in the form of a quote, a paraphrase, a summary, or statistical information. Anything that is not your original thought or that is not common knowledge must be cited. The easiest way of doing that is to use the parenthetical in-text citation. The parenthetical in-text citation, generally speaking, will contain the author's last name and the page number if it is available from the source citation. If you're using one of the library's articles, it'll be an HTML format. It won't have a page number. If you're using a web page, it will be an HTML format, and again, will not have a page number. So all you'll put in the parentheses for your in-text citation will be the author's last name. Now, when you don't have an author's last name, MLA says use the first 1 to 3 words of the title. And let me show you what that looks like. So if I have a sentence that contains referenced information, I'll hit spacebar, I'll put a parentheses there, and then I've got this one here, Booker. Okay, I can copy that. Now, I don't have any page numbers here in the source citation. That's all fine and dandy because I don't have the source. So this is just going to be Booker, a close parentheses, and a period. Now, if I take another sentence and let's say it's one that does not have an author, you'll notice I've got this great big huge long article title. Well, I don't want to put all of that in my paper. So MLA says when you have an item that does not have an author, use the first 1 to 3 words. You only need to give as much information as a bare minimum. So if there was another article beginning with the word community or community action, then you would give more of the title. So you want to give just enough information for your reader to be able to find it in your works cited list. And because this is an article, it's going to be enclosed in quote marks. And in this case here, I'm going to copy that and come up here and just paste that in and then put a close quote. And that is all I need for that particular article. Okay. And the same thing here. This would just be the author's last name. Now, if you look down here, you'll notice it says PP and then 16 plus. All this is telling you is that this article begins on page 16 and it's continued elsewhere. It might be continued on page 32. You don't know. You don't have a page number to go by. So this would basically just, you don't even, it's good to have it here in the source citation. But as far as the in-text citation, you don't know what page it came from. It could be 16, it could be 93, 49, you don't know because the page number wasn't included in the source. This one here where it's like WhatsApp, again, you would only use that much of the title. You don't need to have the whole thing here. So that's what this will look like. So that's formatting an MLA style paper. Now, if I close this down and return to the library's main page, how to get help from the library, because this is a lot of information to try and absorb all at once. One of the ways of getting help is to come into the library, and our hours are given down here. And anytime you come in, probably you want to allow like about the, if you anticipate like coming in 30 minutes before closing, at least. We begin closing down about 15 to 30 minutes each day because it can take us that long to shut everything down. But the library hours are right here. But you can come in and say, hi there, I'm working on a paper, I need some help. That's one way of doing it. While I'm down here, you'll notice that we have our chat feature up. The chat feature allows you to type in a question and get an immediate response back. You can also use your cell phone and send us a text message at 254-400-2275, and we'll reply back with a text message as well. If I come up to the top of the page, you'll see where it says Ask a Librarian. If you're not able to come into the library, either because it's too hot, too cold, too rainy, or it's too far away, you can fill in this little form and provide us your name, your email address. We kind of like to know a little something about what course or subject area this is for and your location. Basically, you can put in what your question is. It can be anything from what textbooks do I need to will you be open for a forthcoming holiday, or more importantly, I'm working on a paper, what kind of search terms should I use, what databases should I use, that sort of thing. If you are having problems, you've got a source citation that you do not know quite how you should cite, either as the source citation or an in-text citation, you can send us that information as well, and we'll give you an answer back. And then you just click here on Submit. The library staff sort of prides itself on having a turnaround time of within 24 hours of receiving inquiries that come in. This is something that we do, practically speaking, 24/7, 365. So days that we're closed because of weather, holidays, the break, whatever, there is somebody that will be on call, and they can answer your questions. If the library is not open, you have an electronic 24/7, 365 library services at your disposal. So if I come down here a little bit, we do have the ability for you to request a seminar or appointment. Let's say you've watched the seminar, you've had maybe the in-person seminar, you've done everything you can, and it still is not making any sense. What you can do is you can request a seminar or an appointment. And you have three options. There's no preference where the computer will select whoever is the first person available. My colleague, Miss Oser, does her seminars only in person. I am the virtual services librarian, and I do mine in person, over the phone, and virtually. Basically, It's very similar to what you're seeing on your screen right now, except that if you're having difficulties, what I can do is make you the presenter, and then I can see what's on your screen and help talk you through any kind of issues. And we'll work with you to help you resolve anything that you're working on, having difficulty with your paper getting started, understanding where to put your source citations, the sort of information you need for your source citations, your in-text citations, formatting, everything of that sort. And what you would do is just click on a person's name and then choose a date, a time, and then continue, and then just put in your information. When you have um, when I am selected, you'll see these three options. This is the only time you'll see these options, and you just click on confirm appointment. Both you and the librarian selected will receive an email from LibCal that says your scheduled appointment has been confirmed for this date, this time with this librarian. And um, what will happen is at the appointed time, the librarian will meet with you either in person or virtually as you may have requested. And what we'll do is help you find, um, walk you through your difficulties until you are satisfied. Generally speaking, you want to plan for about an hour for these appointments. Most of the time, they only run about 15-20 minutes, but we have had some that have gone for a little over an hour. So that is something that you do have available to you. The research study guides, if you come here and type in MLA and then click on this first one, this will bring you to the library's MLA LibGuide. And this will give you some of the basics of citing, what works cited things do, citation styles and resources. These are links to help you find examples of what to do. You also have formatting an MLA paper. There's a little video here that you can watch, and it will have, it'll walk you through the process of formatting. And there'll be like formatting guidelines, and it gives you how to do the header, the title, things like that. In-text citations, this will give you, what you need to have as far as that goes. Now the sample paper and formatting guidelines, there is an honest to God research paper that's written in MLA style. It's for HRPO 1311. It is their corporate research paper, and it shows you how to handle a variety of in-text citations, source citations. It has a chart in it, it has articles in it, it has a video in it, and it shows you how to handle a video with a timestamp. So you do have that. The detailed paper format, it's basically written instructions on formatting an MLA style paper. It also has examples on how to handle items that have an author or no author so that you can see how those relate to one another. The quick style guide is just exactly that. And what you'll see are the works cited, general formatting, and how to handle things like items published in an anthology, how to handle an ebook. For instance, in some cases, you may have an ebook reader, like a Kindle book, or your textbook might be an OpenStax book. In that case, this will show you how that is handled. It's a little different from a regular book. You also have YouTube, an article on a website, and corporate information. The nice thing about MLA is the authors, whether it's for books or articles, um, the one author, two author, three author, no author formats are always the same. So you can take any one of these examples of an author statement and then use that with whatever source type you've got, and it will work. Then down below you have formatting and citation guidelines, and shows you if you're doing something with a long quote, anything that's more than 4 lines in length. It shows you that it needs to be set off in a black quote format. This will also show you how to do parenthetical in-text citations, as well as the first and second narrative in-text citation. The narrative differs from the parenthetical in that you use the author's name in the body of the sentence that you're having referenced information in. What you can do is, if you want to see examples on how this looks, you can come to the detailed MLA citations. And up here, you may see something that looks like a little outline icon. This gives you the ability to have a side table of contents. And so what you're able to do is click on any of these and it will take you to where you need to go. It's a little navigation bar, but it will show you the format that's followed. Like this is for an ebook, like your textbook, for instance, or a Kindle reader. Then you would have a live item here, and then you can see how the source, the in-text citations would look for that particular item. And so this is something that you can look at. And it differs from ebooks from a database because the database you have to provide either the DOI or the URL as well as the name of the database. And this will show you again that you have your book title and the subtitle, and it shows you what those look like. If you have TED Talks, we have those as well, and YouTube items as well. So you do have that. And then you can use these little triangles to expand out your navigation bar. Okay, coming back to the library's page, you'll have the citation resources. Citation resources, this will give you the link to the Purdue Online Writing Lab. This is very good. They do also have a sample paper and source and in-text citations for a variety of items. And then you'll have links to our various quick style guides, including the MLA and APA style guides. Then last but not least, we have the research paper review. Research paper review is the library's proofreading service. What you'll do is you'll send a final draft version of your paper to the library at teaching.learning@ctcd.edu. What you can expect back from us will be 2 proofreading reports. We'll run your paper through Grammarly and give you a grammar report. We'll also look at your paper for readability, flow, logic. We also look at formatting and your citations. If we look at your paper and see that there are different fonts, different font colors, we will highlight that and put a bubble comment in there, because what that tells us, or I should say suggests very strongly, is that is a copy and paste. And if there's not an in-text citation, we will note that. If we see a paper that is full of information, no in-text citations, but maybe a works cited, we'll call you on it. We'll go and say, I'm sorry, you don't have any in-text citations in here. Basically, the works cited is a listing of those sources that have actually been cited in the paper. We will also let you know if there are some wording suggestions that maybe you need to tighten something up, that either the sentence is a little long and convoluted and make it shorter so that it's easier to read. If we see that you use the same wording over and over again, we'll let you know about these things. So we do a lot of proofreading, and our return time is within 24 hours. And that again is, practically speaking, 24/7, 365. So days that we're closed for holidays, the weather, breaks, it doesn't matter. There will be somebody on call, and their job will be to proofread whatever papers come in. We do suggest, actually, we highly recommend that the paper you submit to us should be a final draft version of your paper. It should be as an attached Microsoft Word document. Do not send us a SharePoint link, a Google link, a OneDrive link, because we need to have your username and password in order to be able to look at the document. It is very rare that we're actually able to look at it and open it. Also, do not send it to us as a PDF file. Speaking from experience, it takes about 6 hours to correct the formatting for translating a PDF to a Microsoft Word document. So just to be aware, don't send it to us as a PDF file. Don't send it to us as a shared link. We will send it back to you with a request. Please put this in a Microsoft Word format. So that is something that you do need to be aware of. The other thing too, if you are taking courses at other colleges, our service is for CTC courses only. So I want to go and stress that. You cannot use it for TAMU CT courses or University of Texas or TAMU Kingsville courses. We will not look at those. You will need to look at that university campuses for their writing center or their proofreading service if they have one. And that may be something that you can find out by contacting the librarian at that particular campus. But this service is for CTC coursework only. It does not matter if, like, I'm a CTC student. If it's not CTC course related, we're not going to look at it. Just be aware of that. Okay, enough pontificating on stuff like that. So that's basically what we have to offer. There will be a slide following the end of this seminar that will give you where you can contact us for more information. Or if you are taking or viewing this seminar as part of a course requirement by your professor, and you need to have the post-seminar survey. It will give you the email address that you need to submit your request to. Just make sure that you put in the subject line BMGT 1301 post-seminar survey. If you just put in, "Hi there, I need the post-seminar survey," I will send you back an email saying what course. And so if you have a deadline that this needs to be met by, then you need to put that in the subject line, and that will expedite your getting the link. That's all I have for you, and we look forward to seeing your papers and giving you whatever assistance you're needing with your courses. Okay.